All right, so this is the second half of Alexia Trottier. All right, how does your previous experience relate to the kinds of jobs that we offer here at this company? All right, so since I was younger, I have always had leadership roles, especially in my church. I have been president of organizations, and I've had lots of experience being over other people and planning activities and things like that. More recently, I have been a counselor at various camps and workshop type scenarios. I worked at NSO, New Student Orientation, at BYU, and I was a group leader there and just helped acquaint freshmen with the campus and feeling more comfortable of being a college student and being away from home. I also worked at FOL, which is Foundations of Leadership, and I was a counselor there as well, where we taught more church lessons, and we also helped facilitate learning leadership activities and a little adventure course and things like that. Additionally, which more directly relates to this kind of position, I worked at a camp called Super Camp. It's an academic camp, and I worked at both Wake Forest a couple years ago and Stanford University this past summer. At Super Camp, I was called a team leader, and I worked with another individual around my same age, and we worked with about 14 youth in high school. And over the course of the past few years, I've worked 7 camps, which are 10 days long. And during camp, we stress academics, which is more increasing skills within the academic environment, but we also stress communication skills with family and friends, as well as team building skills and just personal development and through journal writing and through sharing in a group about goals and things like that. So through this position, I learned to accept all different kinds of youth and just really grow in a love for people in general. Like I said, regardless of background or mistakes or anything, I learned that I have such a great capacity to love other people, particularly adolescents. And I just feel that this experience relates because I was in charge of a group of youth, and I led them through personal development and growth. So it's the same sort of thing as HEFI offers. My plans for the future, I have considered going to graduate school at BYU or at another university, but for now I'm more focused on finding my niche within the work environment. And to do that, I plan to work for various companies and intern with them or get a position. I just want to find my best fit. I want to find where I'm most passionate about. And that being said, I want to work with youth. And so it's finding where I want to be and exactly like what mission fits with what I'm most passionate about. Former employers, what would they say about me? Well, I think the boss that I'm most familiar with, who knows me the best, would be Jake Smith, and he was my boss for this past summer at Super Camp, and he also worked with me the previous summer, and so he knows me quite well, and he saw me experience a lot of really difficult situations with a couple of my campers, a couple of the youth who were in my group, and he's told me that he finds me to be a very dedicated individual, very committed to my group and the development that my campers were having and experiencing, and just focusing on them rather than myself and my needs, and transferring that focus to them, which I believe is the purpose of working with youth. It's not about me, it's about them. Additionally, he would say that I'm very loving, and like I said before, it's amazing working with youth and finding how much love that you have for people. It never ends, and yeah, I really love youth, and he would say that about me. Additionally, he would say that I am very capable of fulfilling the job which I hold. My position as a team leader, he found that I fulfilled that very well. I was very capable of performing all the needed tasks to support and just help the growth of these youth. Why this position and why here? Well, I think I've made it clear how much I love youth, and I think mostly that love stems from the upbringing that I had and the support that I had through my parents and my family and my close friends. I feel like I had a very solid support group at home and through my church, and I just want every adolescent to have that experience. I think it's just such a critical time, and I want to be able to help. I want to be able to help during that time. And I feel that with Humanitarian EFY, I would be granted that opportunity. I would help facilitate not only in mental growth, but in just like the growth of the love for other people and that cultural experience and that service experience. When you serve other people, you grow yourself when you know that you're helping another. It's one of the most fulfilling things in the world. I feel that not only would I be fulfilled by working with Humanitarian EFY, but I would be able to see those that I really grow to love experience that as well. My personal situation, I'm currently a senior at Brigham Young University. I will be done with classes at the end of the spring term, and that's when I want to begin my internship. And I'm currently studying recreational management and youth leadership with an emphasis in leisure services and youth leadership. And my minor is in nonprofit organization or management. And I feel that those two coincide perfectly. I love the idea of nonprofit, and I think nonprofit can change the world. I currently am just trying to decide where my niche is in the job world, and thus I am willing to go wherever it takes that I find most connection with. Location doesn't matter to me, and I'm just willing to follow my passion. As far as questions go, I would like to know what the kind of situation, the living conditions would be within the various countries that I would be eligible, so the English-speaking countries. I would also like to know what kind of connection I would have with the base here in Provo with the Humanitarian EFY, how I would be able to communicate with my boss, etc. Additionally, I'd like to know what a day-to-day looks like for me as an employee of Humanitarian EFY, and just kind of if the programs, the service projects that we'll be performing will be organized by me when I'm there, or if there is a lot of preparation work to go into that before I leave. So that's it, and thank you so much, Mrs. Stanton.